Today what we're going to be doing is taking an Garcia Revo SX and we're going to be putting a little paint job on it. We got this all finished up, so we're ready to go hit up the lake with this thing. What's up everybody, Derek here from the Bass Factory, bringing you the best tips and tools to help you become a better angler. If you're new here, you really should consider hitting that subscribe button. Well, today I'm at my Bass Factory little workstation here. This is where I put all my lures together, do all my painting, all that good stuff. But what we are going to be doing today is putting paint on this reel, and I've been wanting to do this for some time, but I've just got an Garcia Revo SX here. This is my 7-1-1. It's a little bit older model. And I want to put some paint on it. Maybe see if we can't juice it up, make it look good. And the paint that we are going to be going with is Walmart Rust-Oleum. It bonds to plastic, so this stuff is going to be perfect. And I went with this color because I wanted to go with more of a Kawasaki green kind of a color, but this looked good, so I figured, hey, why not? So we've got those two, and we've got a clear coat here also. And then, what you're going to need doing this, you're definitely going to need a flathead, a small flathead, or a Phillips screwdriver to take apart your reel. And if you don't know how to do that, then you can always get some tape and you can mask it off on the edges and everything else. But to make it clean looking as possible without any bleed under or anything, because we're going to be using this kind of tape without any bleed under, it's just going to look cleaner, lines, all that good stuff. So you got to take apart your reel. And if not, you can find some videos on YouTube on how to take apart your reel that you're actually doing. But the tape, this is frog tape. This is what I found. I think you can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's. But this is what I found to be the best tape for edging. It doesn't have bleed through on the edges, so the edges are going to be real clean. But you can get this 3M blue tape, but these are the two that I would mainly stick with. I wouldn't go with the white masking tape. You're going to need some sandpaper. I would stick with some kind of fine. This is from an Orbital. You want to get the flat kind, but I just had this. You want to go with somewhere around 500 to 1,000 grit, some kind of fine stuffs, because you don't want to be putting a lot of gouges or big scratches in it, because it's not going to come out with a smooth finish. And then you're going to need some needle nose, that screwdriver, and a razor blade for cutting that tape. And let's get into taking this thing apart and seeing if we can't sand it up and put some paint on it. Alright, we want to start off by taking this reel handle off. Usually there's either a nut right here or you've got just a little screw keeper right there. This is where the pliers come in. You'll loosen that nut. And you want to put all your parts in something that will hold it, some kind of container. Because you do not want to lose these parts. Now just unscrew your drag. It'll come out. Alright, now that we've got our drag off, we want to get these little washers off of here. Make sure you take them off, because they have little flanges on them just like that, so they're like lock washers. You want to take those off just as you pulled them off. We've got a little drag spring tensioner that was on there. Pull that off. Alright, now we can start pulling this thing. Well, forgot the spring tension, or the spool tension knob. You just want to unscrew that. And then start pulling this thing apart. On the sides, you've got your screws here. Put the screws to the side. You do not want to lose those. They're little bitty things. Alright, you've got a little stainless piece that's right here that usually is for the seal right there. So you pull that off of there, get that out. And now that we've got all that basically disassembled from this side, we're going to come over here, and I know how this one pops away. You just twist it up. And then all the braking system comes off. Put that to the side right here. And then your spool. So you can pull your spool out. And there's the spool with your bearing and everything on there. And we'll be setting that to the side. And there's another screw right inside of there that we need to be taking out. When you're doing these, you want to be very light-handed. You want to be just delicate with these things. You don't want to get in a hurry. See, as soon as I took that screw out, it wanted to pop away. And just be real slow in pulling it apart. Sometimes you can shake it if things are hanging. But there's our gearing and everything right there. So right away, that's basically what we need to be taking care of and keeping it in the same place. And if you don't know what you're doing completely, you want to get your phone out or some kind of device and you want to start taking pictures of these. So just some close-up pictures so you can put it all back together exactly how you took it apart in case something comes off of here. Or you drop it and then all the gears go rolling or something happens. You just want to take a picture of that so you can repair this thing and you can put it back together as you took it apart. So we still have a bearing inside of here. But we're going to tape this off and we'll just leave it as it is. But there's a little shaft that comes out of there. So you want to pull that out and put that to the side. And now we've basically got this thing completely disassembled as we want it. So we're going to be able to paint all these sections. We're just going to be taping it off and being very careful. And then the same with the sides. So let's clean this thing up. I've just got some Windex here, just some glass cleaner. And you would take you some kind of rag. Just get a little bit, you want to get it wet. And now we're just going to clean up these parts. Just clean it up. You're just trying to get that dust or any oils that may be on the surface out of there. It's time to lightly sand this thing. You just want to scuff it up a little bit. Nothing big time. You're not going crazy. You're just scuffing it up and getting that gloss off of there. Alright, here's the part where we're going to have to put some tape on here so we don't scuff up what we don't want to paint. The same as goes on here because I'm not going to be painting all of this charcoal looking stuff that's right along here. I'm just going to be painting what was black here to have a smooth transition of paint. So we're going to be taping off a lot of this, so let's get out our tape and start making this thing look clean. Alright, you want to get your paper towel out again so you can clean up around what you're going to actually be putting that tape on so it'll adhere to it better. But you just want to get a little strip of tape and put it right over it. And then firmly press it down because you want to try to find those edges. You want a clean edge. And you want to be real smooth with your razor blade because this is where it gets intricate and fine detailed. And you just want to follow that line. There we go. And there you are. So you've got a clean transition. We're going to do the same with this part of the reel. Let's see, we're going to do this edge right here. So just pull it off. So we're just really, for all that work, we're going to be painting just this small little section. When it comes to edges, you can use the edge of that tape to put it where you want. Right here. Time to put some tape over this stuff to keep it from going anywhere. We got to cover up this bearing right here. And what I'm actually going to do here is I'm just going to take it around where the threads are so we're not getting paint on those threads. Alright, we're ready for some paint. I've got these all covered up, but what you want to do is you want to get your rag and get a new spot and put a little bit of this window cleaner on it. Not a lot. You just want to get that surface clean. Alright, we've got all of our pieces here and we're going to start painting on these things, but what you want to do is you want to make sure that your edges of this plastic aren't sitting on that cardboard. This one is because the braking system is actually elevating it just off the cardboard a little bit on the edges, but what I've got here is I've just got a little cap. You can use like a socket or something, just something to elevate it up off the top. And all you want to do is you just want to do that right there to where it's gonna get it up off the cardboard, so your edges will be a lot better. Now you want to take your paint, make sure you shake this stuff up good. Might want to shake for 30 seconds or so. So all I'm going to do is just dusting it. And that's it. And when you go, whenever you're doing this, you want to go say, there's one line right there. You want to overlap just halfway on that, or at least try to. And you want to do just lightly, just like that. And as long as you do a coat that's about that size, you're going to do just fine. Because you do not want to get runs whenever you do this. Going heavy, like right here, there's already a run, but that's when I got up close. You want to give some distance, about a foot away. I'd say 8 inches to a foot away whenever you give that little dusting. And that's all there is to it right there. Alright, and I'm going to have to rotate this one right here. I know this one I can get to both sides going all around just like that. This one is going to be very simple. Very simple, because it's just that small little section right there. But this is the one I'm going to have to pick up on the cap and actually rotate it to get to the back side. But let's start on this one right here. Alright, went a little heavy, but work up to it. Alright, that's it. That's all you want. Even though it doesn't look like it's all covered, you want to let it set up just a little bit. And that's all. Alright, on this one you work up to the lure. The lure. I'm so used to painting lures right here. You want to work up to this plastic and just... Okay. That was a good little dusting right there. Rotate it just a little bit, and then don't spray it on it. You want to work up to it. Okay. Rotate that and do the same. That's it. That's it. Alright, we're going to get this piece on the main body of the reel. Okay, here we go. That's all. Simple. Very simple. Alright, we're going to let these set up just a little bit. You might want to give them 5 minutes. As soon as they start to lose that little bit of glossiness to where they're starting to dry, that's when you want to do it all over again. And you want to try about 3 coats of these. Okay, they're losing their glossiness, so I know that they're drying, so they're getting very close. So it's time for our second coat. Alright, we're going to get this other side of the reel. Alright, there's another one, another coat. So we're going to let that set up, and then we're going to give it one more coat. Okay, it's time for our last coat with this paint. Get the sides. I don't see any black coming through. That should be just fine for that. Alright, we're going to get the last bit on this one. I don't see any black. I don't see any bleed through. That's all the coats we're going to need. Now this one little spot on the front of this reel. That's it. Now we can put this to the side. We can get our clear coat ready. And while you're waiting on this, you can go ahead and start shaking this stuff up. So give that a shake for about 30 seconds to a minute. This stuff is ready to get on here, and you just want to test it. But I want to make sure and let you know that you need to be in a well-ventilated area. You want to have good air coming in and out. You don't want a breeze on you with like a fan on you. You want some some steel air, but you want that air circulation so you can get this paint, because this stuff isn't good to breathe. I'm going to turn on the fan now because this stuff is really strong. Doing the exact same process as we did with that color, and you want to go light. Now we're going to let that set up and probably give these 2 more coats and we'll be done. Okay, we gave that about 5 minutes to dry. That first coat is basically getting cured, so it's time to put on another coat, but it's not going to give you the same indicator as we did with that paint when it starts to lose that glossy finish. And that's exactly what clear coat does, is it gives you that wet look. So we're going to give another coat. Okay, it's been another 5 minutes. Time for our last coat. That's a wrap on those. Time to let them dry. 20 minutes, they can start to be handled, but an hour is about full cure time, but 24 hours is full cure time. So an hour we can put it all back together basically, but usually it's better to wait long, but it all depends on what kind of temperatures you're working with as well. That's probably around 60 to 70 degrees. So we'll give it about 30 minutes to an hour and start seeing how they are. But whenever you want to do that, you just want to check the tackiness of it on the tape. You don't ever want to touch the actual part of the reel, because then you'll leave fingerprints, because it looks dry but it's not. So we'll check back here in a little bit. All right, it's been an hour, so we're gonna touch that thing on the tape. Seems to be good. Oh yeah, it's dry. Oh, look how smooth that is. Look at how smooth that is. Beautiful. Beautiful finish. Time to take all this tape off of here and start putting this thing back together. Got it all put back together, all painted up. It's ready to go hit up the lake, but now this thing is bait specific, because I can identify this thing when it's sitting on the deck of my boat, because it's customized now to what lure is going to go on here, what line I've got, what kind of rod. It's going to be easier to identify and just pick up, instead of just a rod with an Garcia black Revo on here. And the only thing that throws me off a little bit is this stock drag system that's over here on the side, with it being that little bit of red, but I still don't think it looks all that bad. I could get an aftermarket drag set up and put it on there, but I'll just leave it. It doesn't look all that bad to me. But have you ever done this to one of your reels where you've identified it to where you can get on there and just be quicker on the water and just pick up a rod and reel? What kind of things do you do to your reels? Let me know about it in the comment section below. And if you want to check out more Bass Factory videos, check them out here and subscribe for more videos just like this one.